Welcome, everyone, to this very first monthly musing of 2025. We are in for a ride this year, bold and big and full of changes and transformation. And I am feeling how important it is, even more, for our practices to hold us. Whatever your practices are, if you're tuned into this, one of them is movement. And I think movement is a great practice to have to keep us in the motion of transformation, in the allowing of the process. I realized that for myself, what's happening in my own inner world that feels connected to what's happening in the larger field is a growing awareness of the possibility of stabilizing in a higher frequency. This is what the new is. To stabilize in a higher frequency, a frequency that has more love and more trust and more peace. So my commitment, my intention for our Azul community in 2025 is to support us to arrive into the physical sensation of that higher frequency and to stabilize there, to begin the process of stabilizing. It is a journey. And as we stabilize, it becomes even more important to clear. It becomes even more important to track our thought processes, our feelings, to keep kind of encouraging ourselves to rise into our higher self. Sometimes it's as simple as a choice to catch moments of our own inner kind of negativity and discern that we are caught in thought patterns and feelings that are, we can say, coming from our lower self, and that it can be a choice to rise into our higher self. Sometimes it's as simple as a choice in that moment to reach for the voice of the higher self, to reach for the physical sensation of the higher self, the one that feels elevated and spacious and can hold the negativity, can hold the parts of us that are still caught in those thoughts and patterns. But we can begin to discern the different voices that are happening inside of us and consciously choose to rise into our higher self. When I say rise, I also feel myself settling. It's like somehow it stretches me in both directions. I become embodied in my higher self because those thoughts are often just cycling and I'm not embodied as I'm having them. And when I remember and choose my higher self, I become embodied again. So may this be a peace that can sustain you, that we slowly and consciously, day by day, keep choosing to live from our higher self, to let that guide us, to rest in the physicality of it, the sensations in our body that feel expansive and whole and available for what is needed. So I feel like there was one more little piece that wanted to come in today about how to work with this. I'm remembering now. Can we be more attentive? Can we use our doorways, our 6 values of kindness, honesty, self-responsibility, dedication, service, and beauty, these 6 doorways to love? Can we use these doorways to support us to have the kindness to hold ourselves in love as we have the honesty to see ourselves clearly? The honesty calls us into this field where things can become more clear, and our own reactivity and defensiveness, those moments that kind of feel sticky where the energy gets caught somehow. Can we use those moments to reach for something new? Can we use those moments to ask ourselves not only what is happening for me inside, so that we can understand ourselves, we can have the self-knowledge of what's moving inside of us, but also can we ask ourselves, what would be the new way in this moment for me to be? Is there a new way that wants to emerge in this moment for whatever it is that is getting caught? These moments where we get caught are the breadcrumbs of our awakening. Okay, we can use them. They are the material that we use to awaken. So let's choose. Let's choose to reach for that new way together. As a community, we have taken this on in our threshold retreat. We have dived deeply into this and anchored it for our whole community for this next year. Okay? So, if you're inside the Azul portal, thank you for being a member. Thank you for being in the community that holds us as we journey on this path of embodied awakening. We are stronger together. Okay? So, here's to a very beautiful 2025. Let's keep grounded through our practice, through our orientations, and through our doorways to hold us as we navigate this passage. We are moving into the new, and there is a lot of old that is falling away. Let's let what needs to fall away fall. Let's consciously move towards the new. Let's keep opening ourselves, perhaps in directions that we don't know, that are new for us. Life is somehow asking us to open and include a new possibility that may come in the form that we don't acknowledge or see clearly now. For those of you who are in the States, and I guess really all over the world, I want to invite you into this, specifically around our relationship with the new president of the United States. I want you to know that there is a lot of lower self moving in him, and there is something new that is being initiated through that. So let's take these next 4 years and open ourselves to the new good possibilities of what can come from this time. I know we're afraid of the negativity. I know we're afraid of what could happen. Let's stabilize, hold that, be attentive in the ways that we need to be attentive, and not close ourselves down in resistance. Because there is something else that is birthing through this. And we can support it. We can support that part by visioning and keeping our system open for what that might be. Okay? I hope this helps you. I look forward to dancing with you soon. Have a beautiful day.